The Arctic dragon, often regarded as the most elusive and enigmatic of all draconic species in global mythos, represents a unique fusion of ancient folklore, survival biology, and environmental symbolism. A creature shaped by the unforgiving freeze of the polar regions and elevated to legendary status by explorers, indigenous cultures, and modern cryptozoologists alike. And its identity has evolved over centuries into a richly layered narrative that blends scientific possibility with enduring mystique. Described consistently across cultures as a massive serpentine or wyvern-like beast covered in dense, layered, glacier-wide scales that glisten with a natural iridescent shimmer resembling ice crystals catching the polar sun, the Arctic dragon is believed to possess a thermal regulating biosystem far more advanced than any known reptilian organism, using a combination of slow inner metabolic burn, antifreeze-like blood proteins, and a heat-absorbing subdermal membrane to maintain survival in temperatures that routinely fall below Sat.F, while its wings, long, skeletal, and webbed with translucent membranes, are rumored to be capable of generating silent gliding flight even during violent polar storms. Its eyes, typically described as a piercing sapphire blue or, in rarer accounts, glowing pale silver, allegedly give it the ability to detect heat signatures across miles of ice-covered terrain, making it a top predator in a region otherwise dominated by scarcity and extreme conditions. And this predator status is expanded by stories that depict the creature breathing not fire but frostburn, a chilling, hyperdense blast of sub-zero vapor capable of freezing seawater instantly or encasing prey in crystalline ice, an adaptation said to arise from compressed oxygen interacting with the dragon's inner thermal sacs. Some legends also assert that the Arctic dragon can manipulate weather patterns, summoning blizzards or cloaking itself in thick snow mist to ambush prey. Though such claims remain part of myth rather than scientific speculation, historically, accounts of this creature stretch back thousands of years, beginning with Arctic Circle tribes such as the Inuit, Sami, Chukchi, and Nenets, whose oral traditions speak of a guardian ice serpent or sky spirit that both protected and punished depending on human respect for the land. And these early depictions frame the dragon not merely as a beast, but as a symbol of balance, resilience, and the harsh truths of survival, linking it to storms, shifting sea ice, auroras, and the cyclical rhythm of life and death in the polar world. Medieval Norse explorers sailing for new trade routes wrote of Izdraki, an ice-dwelling leviathan that lurked beneath frozen fjords, breaking through ice sheets during the darkest winter months, a creature they believed capable of dragging entire longships into the frigid abyss. While Russian puma hunters during the 15th and 16th centuries circulated tales of a winged Ledinois zedemi appearing during polar nights when the sky glowed with auroras, painting the creature as an omen of either fortune for successful hunting or catastrophe if angered. Scientific interpretations, while lacking physical evidence, suggest that many sightings could be attributed to misidentified ice ridges, calving glaciers, or exaggerated encounters with giant Arctic fauna like whales or colossal squid. Yet cryptozoologists maintain that too many independent reports, some from experienced explorers and modern researchers, exist to dismiss the creature entirely, especially accounts from 19th century expeditions in which seasoned Arctic navigators described enormous shadowy shapes moving beneath the ice or immense winged silhouettes crossing the moonlit sky. Biologically, hypothetical evolution models propose that if the Arctic dragon were real, it might have diverged from amphibio-reptilian ancestors millions of years ago, adapting gradually to colder climates via gigantothermy, increased lung capacity for oxygen-thin environments, and specialized musculature allowing efficient gliding on polar vines, with possible hibernation behavior similar to large mammals during severe winters. Behavioral descriptions across myth and modern stories portray the creature as solitary, territorial, and highly intelligent, capable of using ice caves, frozen caverns, or subglacial tunnels as nesting grounds. And some legends even attribute a complex social structure, involving seasonal migrations, ritual combat among males, and maternal protection of eggs incubated with stored geothermal heat. Culturally, the Arctic dragon symbolized duality: destruction and rebirth, fear and reverence, the cruelty of nature and its unmatched beauty. And this duality has made it a powerful emblem in literature, fantasy art, films, and video games, where it often appears as a wise guardian of ancient secrets, a monstrous apex predator, or a majestic creature representing nature's last untouched frontier. Modern sightings, while heavily debated, occasionally surface from deep Arctic research stations, military pilots, and satellite anomalies showing unexplained thermal shapes over remote ice shelves, fueling theories that the creature might roam areas far beyond human reach, such as deep polar caverns warmed by geothermal vents. Its rumored weaknesses vary by region. Some legends claim its scales shatter under extreme vibration. Others say bright light disorients it, and still others argue that the creature, despite its cold affinity, can be forced into retreat by extreme heat. Yet its powers often overshadow these weaknesses, especially the ability to camouflage among snowdrifts, traverse vast distances with minimal energy, and unleash devastating frost attacks. In modern symbolism, the Arctic dragon reflects humanity's anxiety about climate change, acting as a metaphor for thawing ancient forces, lost ecosystems, and the rising unpredictability of the natural world. And whether seen as guardian, monster, or mythic echo of evolution's forgotten branches, the Arctic dragon endures in global imagination as one of the most captivating and haunting legendary beasts, an embodiment of the silent, frozen majesty of the North, and a reminder of how little we truly understand about the extremes of our planet.